Oh boy. I swear to God, whenever anything remotely like weird or wacky or goofy happens, like there's a 90% chance it comes from Forsaken, the game, or it's fandom. It's one or the other. You can't have it both ways. Or actually, no. I think maybe you can. No, screw that. You can. I fucking. Oh, Jesus Christ. But that's not the point. I already made several videos. And by several videos, I mean only 2 videos in the game. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on with the player base. And you know what was more insane than the player base, which attracted this whole debacle in the first place? Was that I actually had to read some lore of the Forsaken game. Primarily, this focuses on the character of Two Time, which I have no idea who it is. I don't know if he was like an OG character or whatnot, but... Spawnism is not right. Oh my god. The fact that they had to put the fucking disclaimer because dumbasses thought that this was real. Oh god. Alright, let me cut to the chase. So, there's this new religion or cult called Spawnism. It spawns from this character called Two Time. And I had the unfortunate decision of having to read the lore because this is the first time that something Roblox related genuinely interested me ever since the shutdown of the Meep City Diddy parties. Okay, I got raped like a couple times, but you know what? Whatever. So this motherfucker right here, this is Two Time. You can kind of see like the Spawn logo PNG on his torso, whatever. So that's how they kind of like got the Spawn thing, Spawnism. Yeah, here is the actual like spawn or respawn logo that you usually find in like obbies whenever you like die and you have to touch a checkpoint to respawn at. Now what is Spawnism in the first place? Well, to dumb it down, it's basically just reincarnation in Roblox or something like that, but it translates to the human plane. Yeah, I don't know what crack these people are on, but I want some of that shit, cause holy fuck. Also, the fact that they based it off of this character, Two Time or whatever, like I said prior, I read the lore, and it's actually the opposite of what you'd think, because Spawnism is kind of like the cult of like reincarnating on Roblox, because there's a belief in the spawn gods or whatever. But Two Time's entire character is based on believing in a false god and living in this fake image, and thus he has been led astray, and that's why his character is so traumatic for his backstory or whatever. So it completely derails from the actual point of Spawnism, which is the total opposite of what Two Times' story is trying to convey. Or Three Time, or Four Time. Maybe he has sisters or cousins, I don't know. Maybe one of them is like extremely suicidal, and then in the future they're gonna create a new cult or religion or whatever called Killism. Also, just a little short tangent, I firmly believe that Spawnism isn't really much of a religion, but more of like a cult, because it aligns more with its values. A religion is something where it's like, it's really open, it has a long tradition, and everybody's welcome. A cult is something like this very infamous example called Jonestown. This guy called Jim Jones, back in 1978, he made a cult and manipulated 918 people to drink some sort of like special juice, which killed them all. And considering that some of the people who follow Spawnism say shit like this online, I'm really convinced that they've been like manipulated by someone or something to do this. So it definitely aligns more with a cult than a religion. Also, if you're even wondering what even is like the origin backstory of this like Roblox respawn PNG logo thing, you might think it has some like symbolic gesture of like the reincarnation or respawning or some shit. Let me stop you right there and just give you some blue balls, because it's just some free clip art that came with like a kit from some old Photoshop S software from like 2007. And you know what the worst part is? Most of the believers of Spawnism were born after 2007, which is just wow. See this motherfucker right here, he's a genius, or they're genius. Shit, I fucking assumed the gender. Fuck. Anyway, whatever. He read through the entire lore, and he exactly summed it up 100% like I did earlier. It is the opposite of what Spawnism is trying to convince you to be. If I'm being completely honest, I think Spawnism is just one big fucking shit fest. Some people actually believe in it, but most of them just love rage baiting people because they're a bunch of cocksuckers. And Spawnism has so many parallels with flat earthers. The like unorthodox behavior of like their supporters and how they treat this fucking PNG of like a clip art from 2007 as some sort of like god. Like, okay, can I just state how pathetic it is that they are worshipping a fucking PNG from 20 years ago, or maybe even older than that? It's a fucking PNG. Like, if I save this right now, it's even worse than PNG. It's WebP. Okay, who the fuck invented WebP? WebP is the worst file format of images I've ever seen. It's compatible with nothing, and it just grinds my gear. It just makes me want to kill myself. Just like how Spawnism makes others want to kill themselves to reincarnate as something else, something bigger. Now, like flat earthers, like I said earlier, there are some people who genuinely believe in this shit. And these people, I wouldn't say they're mentally challenged, because you can be retarded, but you can also be like a sane human being at the same time. I guess the more appropriate term would be mentally stable. Yeah, they are not mentally stable. They need serious help. Okay, so originally in this segment I was supposed to show like a tweet of some person self-harming themselves over this stupid cult, but YouTube kept on taking it down because they thought I was actually showing the self-harm even though I had already censored it. So here's a little substitute. Alright, so I just searched up bloody guy, and the zombie has a couple holes in it. And yeah, that's basically what the person did. Although, unlike the zombie over here, they carved out like the shape of the spawn icon on their body. Imagine that if you can. And unfortunately, some of these mentally unstable people have been blindly led and manipulated by others into actually like promoting acts of self-harm and inflicting that. I mean, this is self-harm right here, if I've ever seen one. Even if this is supposed to be like a shit post or like rage bait, like why would you subject yourself to this? Like, no, just, I mean, unless the spawn icon thing has mentally traumatized you because of how many times you've like died in the Roblox obby, that's still a pretty shitty reason to self-harm over. So to the people who actually try to manipulate children, if you believe in Spawnism so much, why don't you prove it? Prove that reincarnation does exist in the real world from Roblox. Find the nearest building in your vicinity, go to the roof, jump off it, and when you hit the ground, I want to see if you reincarnate. Go ahead. I'll wait.
A few moments later.
Jump! Jump! Do it, you bitch! Do it! Oh no. Oh no.